It is time.
All right, we're going to be listening to some Flying Lotus today. Are you guys a fan of Flying Lotus?
Oh, yeah. Flying Lotus.
Have you ever heard of them before, Cam?
I think I've heard of them. I don't know if I've heard their music, though, full disclosure.
Yeah, so
Legendary producer.
yeah, he's like in the same vein as like Jay Dilla and Madlib, who's making a lot of beats for different R&B and rap
I know
folks
about
and
Jay
things
Dilla.
like that. Oh yeah, me too. Do you like I'm a really big fan of MF Doom too, so but Jay Dilla, Steven Ellison, also known as Flying Lotus, is an American record producer from Los Angeles. So in 2006, while at his mother's house, Ellison saw an advertisement on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim asking for song submissions. So he sent some songs in under the name Flying Lotus, which is a moniker which was inspired by his lucid dreaming, and some of his music was accepted to be used during like those where they show the black screen with Adult Swim and they have like weird music, right? So this is Flying Lotus's 2010 album Cosmogramma, and this is Drips / Auntie's Harp.
I'm excited.
I know.
It's just a cool opening.
Yeah, this takes me somewhere right away. That's really cool.
It's a weird buzzing.
Yeah, it is. It's like crunchy as hell.
Some like space shit.
This song to me is so cinematic and so visual right away. I feel like it's a real soundscape. It's really cool.
I know, it is. It's crazy. And he gets like right into it too.
Hearing like sound effects, like alien spaceship sound effects. Like computer.
I feel like I'm scoring a lot of points right now on Galaga.
And I can hear that.
This is some obscure shit.
Wow.
Dude, that is dope. Steve Miller Band.
What a stark difference between the first half and then the second half.
Yeah. They brought in the harps and the strings.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The drawing kind of looks like something on one of my middle school textbooks.
Yeah.
What a strange song.
Dude, I love this.
Yeah,
This
you're
is-
right.
Oh, vocals. Harp. There's a study done that said that harp people find to be the most annoying instrument in a song, believe it or not.
I think if used right, like right there, it was great.
Yeah, usually we stop in the middle, but like, oh my
It was
god,
only 2
it was
minutes
only
long.
2 minutes long, and you know, I feel like that song was like 2 songs in one song.
Right.
It keeps
dope.
you
I really
captivated the
enjoyed
whole time.
Yeah, tell me more about what you thought, Katie.
I just love how it mixes the beautiful with the weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not jarring, even though if you were to listen to like certain sounds in that alone, it might be a little off. But the harp with it was just like I said, beautiful blend of the beautiful and weird.
Yeah, that's definitely true. What did you think, Cam?
I thought that was a great description of the beautiful and weird. At first, it was so like atmospheric, and then this like computer beat got all tense, and then it switched to like super beautiful, like at like 90 seconds in with all the harps crescendoing and like drug music, like a DMT trip or something.
Yeah, like at first you're like, what's going on? And then you have this moment of clarity and everything's like, oh.
I totally
It's like-
exactly how it made me feel, yeah.
It's like over the top beautiful towards the end.
Yeah,
But
like
like
that chaotic static. That's what made it so tense in the beginning. Was that static? It just kept getting louder, and you're just like, "Is this really happening?"
Like, yeah, and you're like, "Is this supposed
Like,
to be a part of the song?"
Am I in the static or am I in the song? I don't know. I can't tell. And then, boom, strings and harp.
I think that's like a ballsy
saved.
song to create because there's like, I feel like it was just like a nerd in his basement making something amazing for like no reason other than doing it.
That's a thing that like we touch on the more that we do this show, Cam, is that we're like, the difference between doing whatever you want to doing what's like marketable and how you can kind of achieve both while still like having your own aesthetic, right? And so it's so fascinating because it's either A, you have an artist that's like so ridiculously successful that it doesn't matter what the hell they do, they already made their money, so they just do whatever the hell they want. Or B, like what you said, it's like someone sitting in their room that's totally unknown that just makes like the craziest shit just because he wants to make it, right? Yeah. And another thing I was thinking about this song is it kind of reminded me of like scales, right? Where like the first part of the song was like one side of the scale and then it slowly was like tipping over to like the other part of the scale, like pretty seamlessly. And I really liked how he showed us at the end of the song how he knew how to go by the rules, and he showed us in the beginning of the song that he knew how to break the rules, right? Because you can't break the rules if you don't know how to go by them in the first place. And so it's so interesting.
Away with words, damn.
Oh, thank you. And it's
so a mic drop.
Yeah, and it's just so interesting, really, how he's just like, okay, I'm gonna take this like computer sound and put it in a blender and add break beats to it, and then like all of a sudden, like we're coming over this hump, and like you have this like gorgeous, mermaid on the water, like as you being lulled to sleep essentially, and all of that in like 2 minutes.
Wow.
What'd you think, Chris?
The synthesis and the sound design is on another level, and it's so dope. And that's why he's at the top of the industry. He produces for some of like the biggest artists in the world,
right?
Major pop music, major success, and it's clear by this, which obviously this track is sort of, what would you call it, a deep cut or something? I don't know if it's actually a popular track or not. I've never heard it.
This album seems to be really popular, but to be honest, I listened to like a few seconds of each track. I actually never listened to Flying Lotus, and this one I listened to like 10 seconds of it, and I was like, ooh, and then I just stuck it in here.
This is heavy sweet. This is super fucking sweet, and it's a testament to why this guy is so successful, that he can appeal to the masses on one hand, and then appeal to a guy like me who is completely into weird music, and that fully is weird and captivating and beautiful all at the same time.
Right.
A humongous fan, and I feel like this is something that, in the jam scene, like electronic artists want to emulate this sound and emulate this creativity. It's like lightning in a bottle. You just can't catch it. You have to align with it somehow, because it's just that flowy and creative and unique and spontaneous and really cool. Really cool. I wonder how much of his sound design is like based on accidentals and how much of this is like fully intentional. Because it's just really cool.
Did he just like twist a knob and it happened, or did he like meticulously go through? And I think that that's a great point of what you're saying about especially artists that make music to play out, because you have guys that are touring, right? And so when they make music, they make it for people standing in front of them that paid money to dance and have a good time, as opposed to someone like Flying Lotus, who's making music for someone to like sit in their room or be in the car, or it would be hard to play something like this live, because like people would kind of stop and it wouldn't be like a straight up dance party, right? And so to me, it's just interesting, like, why you're making the music and like what's the purpose of this. And I think that this isn't like something you drop at a music festival, at 11:30 at night during the headlining set. This is something that you play like at 3 a.m. after, where people are like coming down in like a rainbow bubble dome thing, off to the side.
Right.
Rainbow bubble dome.
Yeah, I've been in plenty.
I think, when it comes down to it, there are some people that, want to go out and play live and do live things, so they, write for that. And then you got people who just want to make these soundscapes, and they do it that way, who, both in their own way in different situations to stir emotions, and that's kind of what something like that can do. It can stir your emotions, like we were talking about the tense beginning and the release.
Because before I didn't even know what I was thinking about. I was kind of just like processing like what I was hearing, and then like at the end of it, I was like, oh, I can finally think about what I'm hearing, because what I'm listening to right now is like so conventional. I can kind of like gather like what the crazy, trip hop, whatever it was I just heard before.
Absolutely.
I feel you on that. That whole beginning of the song, I felt like I was just looking up, like scratching my chin, like, wow.
Well, it's like, what
am I getting into right now? This is so cool. And it was like very visual for me too. I felt like I was trying to see what I was hearing, like, like you're tripping or something. I was just trying to visualize this super cool soundscape. I loved it.
And the last thing I'll say is that I think that if you had both of the halves of these songs as a separate song, it wouldn't be the same thing at all as if it was in the same song like he did here. Because if it was like track 1, the first part, track 2, the second part, is different because we're only talking about both of them because they're in the same song. And it's interesting that he made that choice to do that.
Agree.
Yeah, that makes me think how he said it was included in like the Adult Swim commercials. What part was included in the Adult Swim commercial?
Right? You could do both, right? Because some of them are like weird as hell, and some of them are like, oh, Hi, this is Mike with Galaxy Jams Reacts. We hope that you enjoyed that React video. Be sure to check out the links below of when we're going to be live streaming our next show, and also how to watch full episodes. Please hit that subscribe button. Every single one helps.